Sprinkler creeping, got the whole crew shook. Running the rhymes, got a band from the book. Josh Block got the hill, bottle in his clutch. Captain of a ship that's been sinking too much. Over Navy Wildland, can't step to the throne. Where he dropped the mic, let him reap what they've sown.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, and thanks for stopping by the channel again today. The only new Cyraxx footage out of the Goblin Records page in the last 24 hours is a compilation of him pacing back and forth in the attic, singing karaoke over copyrighted songs, and yelling random motivational one-liners like, "It's so good to be back," which is completely nonsensical because he literally didn't go anywhere. So since we don't have any new footage to cover today, we're going to jump back a couple of years and do a retrospective on Cyraxx's expertise with hand-to-hand combat. I'm sure many of you have seen and heard the video of Cyraxx being handed a humiliating defeat by his arch-nemesis, Music Biz Marty, but just in case, we're going to start there before we watch him give tutorials on how you can be as good of a fighter as he is. So without further rambling, let's get right into it.
His lights off. Look. Oh, here he is. Come on by, buddy boy. Come on by, Cyraxx. Come on by.
I thought I told you went to the theater.
Come on. Come over here.
Oh. Why?
Stupid motherfucker.
Why will you leave me alone? Why?
Why wouldn't you earn?
I love you. I love you.
Bitch!
Ah! Ah!
Get the fuck out of here. Who's the king?
You are?
Then run away now. And shut the fuck up.
Fine. You win. You win. You win. Please let me go. I'm begging you. Please.
Get the fuck out of here. Get up. Get the fuck up. Bitch.
Well, he didn't win the fight, but at least he walked away with his dignity, and that's what's important, right? You're not going to be able to win them all, but as long as you can walk away with your head held high, knowing that you didn't call anybody else the king, or beg them for mercy, you can at least retain your self-respect. So after that incredible display there, Cyraxx would go on to make multiple videos explaining to the masses his top-secret, well-developed techniques on physically defending yourself. So without any further rambling on my part, we've got some moves to learn.
What is going on YouTube? You guys obviously know who I am by now, Cyraxx. Today I'm here to actually teach you guys a little bit of self-defense that I've had to learn over the years of being attacked, being bullied, and here to teach you that anything that you have on your person, if you're out and about, can be used as a weapon. Now, when people think weapons, they usually think like knives, guns, but anything on your person can be used as a weapon, and this is something I've had to learn over time quite a bit. One thing that I always carry on hand just in case is, screwdriver, have that in my pocket. A lot of people don't think that it is a weapon, but it can be, You can stab with it, cut, drive the blunt end into somebody, just really drive it in. But the thing that a lot of people don't think of as weapons are necklaces.
So that's tip number one, guys, is just carry like a $5 screwdriver around with you. And if anybody attacks you, don't use the pointy part. Hit them with the rounded plastic part. That makes perfect sense. And now we're moving on to part 2 of this tutorial, self-defense necklaces. Also, I just have to say, where do you think he keeps that screwdriver? Is that a concealed carry? Is that going where the stylus goes? How quickly can he draw that if he's being attacked?
A lot of people see me wearing like a lot of necklaces, a lot of rings, like my Celtic knot ring that I've had for several years. Even in some cases, even, bracelets. Anything that you have on your person can be used as a weapon. But today, we're going to focus on one very in particular that I always wear on hand that not a lot of people realize can be used as a weapon, which is a handmade ring necklace like this. Now see, a lot of people think like, oh, that's just a necklace made of giant washers. That may be true.
No, it's a necklace made of literally just one washer. Also, I just have to say, like, this is the type of video that if you were like, I don't know, 11, 12, 13 years old during early YouTube when YouTube was brand new, like old YouTube with the TV screen logo, you would have made and then completely forgotten about your account. And then you would have come across it when you were like 20 by accident and been like, oh shit, I need to take that down. That's really embarrassing. And been locked out of the account and not been able to do it. He was making these as a 30-plus-year-old man on like new modern YouTube. It's abysmal.
That may be true. But today I'm going to show you guys how you can effectively, use this as a self-defense weapon. Now, I'm not encouraging everybody to go out and make one of these and, start going attacking people. But no, like if you want to make these, they're super simple to make. All you do is you grab a couple washers, grab some, cording, some rope, whatever. And then what you want to do is you want to make your typical, necklace, your typical necklace type thing. You want to tie the two ends together, wrap it around, and do it like I did right there. As you can see, I connected the two together and then tied it off. And then I connected, these two ends right here to make it solid. But today I'm going to show you guys how to effectively utilize this as a self-defense tool. Now, in any fight, no fight is ever going to be fair. You're going to have, people that are going to fight unfairly. They're going to want to try to get at you. No fight's ever going to be fair, let's be honest. You see all these people out there saying, oh, you want to get them one at a time. No, you want to do as much damage as possible. Being in a fight in self-defense, it's not about comfortability. It's not about...
Well, it can't be about that because that's not a word.
Hey, how can I get this guy? No, it's about survivability. It's about utilizing what you have to survive.
Yeah, like you could use your skill of begging like a medieval peasant to shame the other person into giving you mercy. You got to use whatever skills you have on hand.
Your would-be attacker. Now, this is something, like I said, I've had to build my own arsenal of weaponry over the years for self-defense because, obviously, I don't have money, so I kind of had to make do.
The greatest weapon in that arsenal is his lack of personal hygiene. It discourages most people from even beginning the fight in the first place. It's actually incredibly effective.
Now, with something like this, you want to have it at about what I have it at, which is like right about here, right about mid-stomach, because that gives you good range.
Yeah, so for those of you guys who are at home, you would have to tie the rope to be like twice as long as his because the average person isn't like 4'9". So if you're a grown man trying to make one of these, you're going to need more twine. Just a fair warning.
That gives you good close-up range and whatnot. Now, one defense that I like to do is say that somebody's got you down. They got you pinned. And the only way that you can do anything is to reach toward your stomach. You're always going to have access to your stomach a lot of the times. Now, one thing I like to do is this. You take, one or two of your fingers and you can just start, you grab it like this and you can just start jabbing it in, driving it into their skin, just twisting, turning, doing whatever you can to,
I really do not need to ever again hear Cyrax say in short succession, you're going to take two fingers, driving it in, twisting, turning. This is a self-defense tutorial, not a stylist tutorial. Relax.
Apply that uncomfortability. Now, just for a pure example here, let me show you guys just the kind of damage that you could do. Like, I'm not going to cut myself or anything, but I am going to show on my hand just what you can do. So, say somebody's got me pinned down, they got their arm on me or something, and they're like, there's a limb or some sort of body in my way. I'm pinned down. I can't really do much. I can't move. Say they got like their hand around me and they're holding on to me. You can drive this into them and twist and do damage. Such as say right here on the palm of my hand. Very pliable, very, you can dig in. You want to get a soft spot where you can dig in, whether it be their stomach, their forearm, right here you can dig in.
See, this is the problem with the Marty fight. Cyrax, much like Batman, can win any battle if he has enough prep time, but unfortunately he ran headfirst at Marty not even wearing a shirt, let alone any of his necklaces, so that's really the only reason that Marty was able to win. Best 2 out of 3, I think he could never mind.
Palm of their hand, if you can get to at the top of their hand, like, you can even get up in here in the hard spots where the bones are at and drive into the bone. But one of my personal favorites that I've had to learn is, just dig into the soft part of the tissue, because that's where a lot of your nerves and tendons are. And like I said, this is not about comfortability, it's about survivability. See how I'm digging in? I'm just digging.
Oh my god, I just have to say, the scabs are out in force in this video. They are bad in this one.
Now see right there, if you look, you can see the red mark where it's scraped. And don't worry, I'm not hurt. Doesn't hurt at all. Because as a lot of you guys know, I don't really have much feeling in this hand anyway, so it doesn't really hurt. Now, that's one way to do it. Or, if you can, you can, take it off. Use it as a brass knuckle, you can wrap it around. Put that around your finger and just strike as much as you can. Just bow. Try to get some cuts in there if possible. Just start slashing, start jabbing, boom, boom, just start, jabbing like that. Or one of my personal favorites, if you are able to create distance, if you are able to create that distance to where, you can start doing it to where, you have a little bit of distance, but your attacker's still going to come at you. This is what you can do. Now, what you want to do is you want to take your ring, like say that, I'm at close distance from my attacker. Say he's about this far from me. Say he's like, about right here. What you're going to do is instead of like taking it off like this, you want to place your non-dominant hand in the ring. I don't care which finger it is, whether it's your index finger, your thumb, pinky, whatever, ring finger, it don't matter. Just get a finger in there if possible. And then with your other hand, with this hand, you want to kind of just, you want to slip it off. Reason being, because your dominant hand, you're going to swing the rope into your other hand, and then from there you can...
This is like the most overcomplicated move in the world. Even if that tactical washer actually was dangerous in any way at all, even if it was being wielded by someone who had more force behind a punch than a squirrel jumping out of a tree onto a trash can, the amount of time that it's taking for him to set up and telegraph this move that he's going to do, how many times do you think the average person would be able to punch him in the face while he tried to get this thing in position?
Slip it in and, boom, 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 boom. You can start, you can start swinging on him with it. You can, bam, bam, just start, do whatever you gotta do, And you can pick these up for fairly cheap, get you some cording, stuff like that. But this is...
Get you some cording. Not a cord, not some wire. Get you some of that cording. I swear he doesn't speak English. It's the only language that he speaks, and yet he's not fluent in it.
It's just one of my many, self-defense tools that I have on hand. This isn't just for fashion. I don't just wear this for fun. I don't just wear this because it looks cool. Because I do actually plan on getting some Nordic runes to represent my ancestors from the Nordic side of my family on here. But these tools, these weapons are very, very easy to make, super cheap, super simple, very effective self-defense tool. I've actually had to use this a couple times recently, and it's actually helped me out against a couple of would-be attackers. So yeah, you can pick these up. All you gotta do is just take, like I said, get 2 washers about, this size, actually right at this size, or if you want to go a little bigger, or maybe a little smaller, you can. But I prefer this size because it's not too big, it's not too small. It fits right in the palm of your hand. You can strike with it, dig in, cut, lacerate, do whatever you got to do to survive. All you do is you just, like I said, you take 2 of these. As you can see right there, I took 2 of them, put them together, wrapped the cording through, made it into a necklace. So yeah, this is my tutorial on how to make a necklace that looks good, also into a viable self-defense tool. And as I said, anything can be a weapon, whether it's a ring, a bracelet, whatever. Anything you have on your person is a self-defense tool, and it can be given the right situation. Like I said, anything from, like I said, screwdriver, rings, bracelets, whatever you have can be used as a self-defense. But this right here is one of my personal favorites that I've created so far. This isn't just for style, this is also for self-defense. Like I said, I've had to use this once or twice in my time due to, all the crazies out there. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you guys want to see more self-defense tips and things that you can use as self-defense tools, let me know in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell found down below. Like I said, I'll not only be doing self-defense tips, but I will also be doing other things too, like music, stuff like that, some gameplay here and there.
Alright, so that's the relevant portion, that's the self-defense portion of this video. We've got another one to look at, though, because he had some more tips for us. The man has a lot of wisdom to share, and I like to think that I'm at least smart enough to take good advice and to be able to learn from the gurus and the masters and the experts of the world, so we have to spend this time now letting Cyrax bestow his eternal wisdom upon us.
What's up, guys? So, you guys are probably wondering, what's with the martial arts outfit? Well, you guys...
I'll be honest, Cyrax, I wasn't going to call it the martial arts outfit. I was going to say something meaner that's probably not allowed on YouTube, so, you know what, fine. We'll just refer to it as the martial arts outfit with a heavy eye roll and some air quotes in bold.
We're about to find out. One thing that I've noticed that I want to kind of bring to this platform is something fun that you guys can learn from that I grew up learning over the years. A lot of people don't know this, but I grew up learning martial arts here and there whenever I could. And I kind of wanted to flip this on its head and do something fun. Now, I wanted to start off by showing you guys a little bit of a demonstration of what I'm able to do using just homemade weaponry right here from home. And this is something that anybody can put together and stuff like that. Now, there is going to be something that I am going to be speaking about in this stream, but first, I'm not going to be using this end right here. I'm actually going to be using, I'm done here, I'm actually going to be using this end, which is the non.
I gotta say, I love that the thing he's wearing is literally a child's Halloween costume, and yet it's hanging off of him like it's 3 sizes too big. This is like when your parents would buy you pajamas that were too big so that you would grow into them. A fate that Cyrax will never attain. I also love how all the closet doors are broken and pulled completely off the track behind him. I notice that almost every time we get a POV where we can see those closet doors, and it just cracks me up because you can just see him sitting there fucking with them, trying to get them open until they pop off the track, and then just walking away making no effort to fix it.
Lethal end. Okay, well that kind of worked itself out, I guess. Cool. So as you guys tell, this is the lethal end right here. This is the non-lethal end. I'm about to go fishing now, man. Although I might be going fishing tomorrow, I don't know.
I just gotta say, literally anything but putting the fries in the bag. Like, he could be at Subway right now asking somebody if they want pickles on that. And instead, he's dancing around in the attic, literally just wasting his time. Wasting everyone's time. It's incredible. Like, he has so much time on it. I don't know if you guys remember during COVID, during lockdowns, There was a couple of days at the very beginning where if you were one of the people who was like not able to go to work and you were locked in, where it was almost maybe a little bit fun because you were kind of like, oh, I have all the free time in the world. If I want to play Animal Crossing all day, I'll play Animal Crossing all day. You know what? I'm going to deep clean my whole apartment because I have nothing else to do. I'm going to binge the entire NBC Hannibal series from beginning to end and not cry at all because I was totally normal about it. And then after like maybe a week at most of that, you started to go stir crazy because you were like, oh, I have too much free time. I have more free time than I know what to do with. And now I'm getting like frustrated and I'm getting cabin fever. The one compliment that I can give Cyraxx is that he has an infinite amount of time and he never gets bored and he never gets stir crazy. He's just like, you know what? Today's the day I put on the ninja costume and do a little jig.
Yeah. Nothing.
Of course, he gets interrupted by Sally. He can defend himself from physical combat, but he can't defend himself from being told to keep it down by his grandmother.
Hold on, guys. Fuck. Guys, I gotta go. Fucking cops are here. I'm gonna start over for you guys later on.
Well, that's all we've got for the self-defense tutorials. Like I said, there was no new content on the Goblin front today, so I thought it would be fun to just go back a couple years and watch him be goofy. There's more than enough archive footage out there to keep us entertained. I've got a few things slated up for tomorrow in case there's no new developments, but I have a feeling there's probably going to be some updates by then, so... Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well now for our bonus segment, we're going to be talking about everybody's favorite food review connoisseur, Nova Online. Nova has been bragging about his weight loss recently while also doing more food reviews than we've seen in quite a long time. So for anybody who's stuck around past the Cyrax commentary, we're now going to take a couple of minutes to watch Nova react in a completely normal way for an adult male to some spicy food. So let's go.
This is the Dare and Dab challenge. I gotta finish 6 Dare and Dab wings, and I'm not even gonna use the ranch nor a drink. I'm going into this, and I'm gonna try and do it. Lose or fail, this is getting posted either way.
And no drink and no ranch? Somebody let this guy into the salty spittoon.
Drum first. Exclusive property of the Novine universe on TikTok. Okay, that is hot. Okay, second wing's down. I'm dropping the whole no drink rule. It's just way too hot. Holy fuck. Looks like a boomerang almost.
Jesus, man, this is like watching one of those nature videos of coyotes ripping apart roadkill. Also, why is he breathing like he's running a marathon? Literally, all he's doing is eating wings.
Okay, 3 rings are down. I can't do it. I'm tapping out. Oh, fuff. Oh.
Dude is really sitting here acting like he's just completed some feat, like he did an Iron Man marathon. This is his content. Also, why is he like outside at nighttime? Is this a background? Where is he even doing this?
You know what? I'm tagging back in. I'm not a wuss. Got 2 wings left. I'll regret it if I tap out now. So right now what I'm trying to do is cool my mouth off with some ice so I can get to that final wing. I know I'm horrible when it comes to spice, but I am going to finish this with or without assistance. Ice might be a little bit of assistance, but... Alright, home stretch. Last swing. Let's just get off all the meat. Got it all? And just eat it like that. Ugh. Back to the ice. No chewing ice isn't healthy?
He's struggling, guys. He's really having a hard time trying to keep up, but he wants to put out this top-tier content, so he's not going to give up on us now.
Why did I agree to do this with no ranch? Last piece. Chew and swallow, chew and swallow. Ugh. And that's all the bones left? And I completed my first spice challenge.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the top-tier content that Nova Online is producing these days. That's why his Predacord orders are falling so far behind. That's why he's got cameos from like 3 months ago that people paid for that he still hasn't done, because he's just grinding out that top-tier content. So that's going to be everything we have today. We will be back tomorrow with yet another Goblin update. And there were some developments with Rev as well that I saw popping up as I was recording this video. So maybe we'll do a little Rev segment at the end too. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. We'll see how things go. But that's going to be all for today. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And until next time, you guys know the drill. Stay indoors, keep your tactical washer close, and have a good one.